This man finds himself subjected to the injection of a mysterious substance into his neck. Some scientists were doing some research on him. Later, a man named Dr. Carl Anderson is shown writing down his conclusion about the research in his room. Just then he saw a drone in front of his window and a blast occurred leading to his death. Later in the morning, a man called Chief On visits some American people where they inform him about Dr. Carl's death and claims it to be a terrorist attack. Later, he informs another doctor involved in the project named Dr. Hack about how the project has been exposed and they need to move the project to another location to maintain the security. Later, a man named Min visits the clinic to take his medications. He takes these medicines to be relieved from the headaches that trouble him. He then takes his car near the lake and takes the medicine. After taking the dose, he dives into deep sleep and finds himself drowning in water at night. Just then, a man knocks on his window and that wakes him up. He notices that he was surrounded by a few men with guns in their hands. They take him to some secluded location. There Min meets Chief On, who informs him that he has a job for him that involves a project of national importance. He contacted Min as he is a trustworthy man. Min shows reluctance, but On was able to convince him. Min visits a lab that was situated on a large ship. There he meets Dr. Hack. Dr. Hack takes him to the area where experiments were taking place. Min was surprised to see all that. Dr. Hack introduces Min to Dr. Lim, who briefs him about the experiment. They informed him how they inserted hematopoietic stem cells into a fertilized egg through nuclear replacement and implanted that egg into a womb. Because of this, a specimen was created that grows twice the regular rate of an average human. Dr. Hack then shows Min the specimen, who they named as Seobok. He informs Min how Seobok's bone marrow produces iPS cells, which contain iPS proteins that can cure any and all human disease. They might be even able to conquer death. Min finds it ridiculous since Seobok looks like any other human being. To make Min believe, Dr. Hack gives a signal to Seobok, after which he stands near the lake, and due to the powerful brainwaves, he can control the pressure around him. Min still finds it ridiculous, but just then Seobok's brainwaves increase and Min finds himself in water. After some time has passed, he comes to the bed where Dr. Hack is checking on him because he had been feeling unconscious owing to the brain tumor. Dr. Hack's diagnosis that Min has about 6 months to live is a source of frustration for Min. According to Dr. Hack, however, believes that he may be able to treat Min using Seobok. Let us rewind to the evening when Chief On had a conversation with Min. He shares with Min the story of a businessman named Seoan who collaborated with the government in order to conduct an experiment involving human cloning. Out of the blue, the experiment resulted in the creation of an immortal entity. Regrettably, one of the researchers passed away with the report still in progress. In order to safeguard the specimen and carry out additional examinations, they make the decision to relocate it to a hidden bunker. They are in search of someone who can assist them with this matter and take part in the trials. Chief On recommends Min, who is suffering from a life-threatening disease. Min is a game to lend a hand. On the day that Seobok is being relocated, Min observes researchers administering an anti-cancer medication to him. The reason, according to Dr. Lim, is to restrict his rapid development, which might potentially be fatal. Each and every day, Seobok requires medicine. Min is taken aback since he had the misconception that Seobok was immortal. Nevertheless, Dr. Lim explains that accidents are still a possibility for him to pass away. When Chief On was in the process of transporting Seobok, he abruptly gave the order to the personnel to give them over to the Americans. As the ambulance drives past, the troops inside begin firing their weapons, resulting in the deaths of the staff members and the release of sleeping gas into the truck. When Min awakens, he discovers that he is bound and restrained. Min stealthily seizes a pair of scissors just in time to prevent a soldier from entering the truck. In response to the soldier's attempt to inject Seobok with the drug, Seobok deploys his abilities to render the soldier unconscious. Both Min and Seobok manage to flee together. Min is given the recommendation by Chief On to go to the closest safe house and wait for backup while they are on the phone. It is there that they begin their quest. Min decides to purchase new clothes for Seobok so that he can blend in with his surroundings because he is amazed by all that is going on around him. Together, Min and Seobok form a bond at the safe house. A revelation is made by Seobok that Dr. Lim is his mother. Arriving at the scene are 2 officers from the intelligence service. Seobok is the target of a fired gun. Even though Min is attempting to defend Seobok by stepping in front of him, the officer says that they have been given the order to kill Seobok. Min does not want to move. Seobok uses his abilities to deflect the bullet into a different direction when the cop fires. In the fight against the men, Seobok is there to support Min by making use of his powers. While this is going on, Chief On gives Min a call and gives him the order to eliminate Seobok without delay. Min does not agree. When Min makes contact with Dr. Hack, the latter suggests that he brings Seobok back to the laboratory. Seobok, on the other hand, turns down the offer and insists on coming to Ulsan instead. Min gets in touch with Chi-fun to inquire about the reason behind his attempt to kill Seobok. Immediately, he has a suspicion that Chi-fun is working together with the Americans. As Chi-fun admits, he was subjected to pressure from cops who are concerned about the risks associated with immortality. For the sake of maintaining the confidentiality of the experiment, they either demanded that Seobok surrender or threatened to eliminate everyone involved, including Chi-fun. Although Chi-fun makes an effort to convince Min to give up Seobok for the sake of their own safety, Min is adamantly opposed to the idea. While they are traveling, Seobok begins to cough up blood, which causes Min to get concerned. During their stop at a petrol station, Min makes a covert phone call to Dr. Hack in order to inform him of Seobok's condition. As a precautionary measure, Dr. Hack strongly recommends that Min bring Seobok back to the laboratory as soon as possible. It is during this time that Seobok makes his way inside a nearby grocery where he finds himself in a confrontation with a group of college students. Through the use of his abilities, Seobok defends himself, which draws the notice of surveillance cameras present. This presents Chi-fun with an opportunity, and he promptly gives the order to execute both Seobok and Min within the same day. As a means of evading the authorities, Min makes the decision to take Seobok to a beach that is completely isolated. Inadvertently, Min divulges to Seobok the information that they are going to return to the laboratory rather than Ulsan. And dispute ensues between them as a result of this, and Min eventually passes out as a result of the headache she had. Upon his awakening, he discovers Seobok lounging by the shore of the beach. They had a conversation during which Min admits that he assisted Chi-fun in framing Hyun-soo, who was a co-worker of his. During that time, he witnessed Chi-fun's soldiers drowning her. Using his abilities, Seobok constructs a tomb for Hyun-soo and consoles Min during the process. Seobok then asks Min to take him to Imyeon Church in Ulsan. They visit the church's columbarium where Seobok reveals that he and his father died in a car accident. Dr. Lim recreated Seobok from his son's DNA. As they head back, Seobok coughs blood, prompting Min to rush to the lab. They're chased by traffic police, and Chi-fun monitors them through the police's black box. When they reach the ship, Chi-fun's men confront them, but a drone bomb interrupts the confrontation. The soldiers from earlier arrive and kill the remaining police officers. Min gets tossed, and both Seobok and unconscious Min are taken back to the lab. In the course of his conversation with Seoin, Chi-fun learns that the soldiers are employed by Seoin. As Seoin explains that he wants the experiment to cure him and achieve control over life and death, he frames the killing of the scientist as an act of terrorism and then proceeds to kill the scientist. Seoin's ship manages to get away from Chi-fun's encirclement of the ship. In the lab, Min wakes up and confronts Dr. Hack, who plans to extract Seobok's bone marrow daily for medical purposes, causing Seobok perpetual pain. Min fights back, demanding Dr. Hack to stop. Seoin arrives with his men. Min tries to shoot Seoin but gets beaten. Concurrently, Seobok manages to evade capture and confronts Dr. Hack. He then smashes Seoin and his troops after he has just killed him. While standing outside, Seobok confronts the troops, repelling bullets and displaying an incredible amount of power. Seobok has a decline in strength as a result of Chi-fun's assault on him. In the meantime, Min regains consciousness and protects Seobok from Chi-fun and his forces. They make an attempt to depart, but their car explodes, which prevents them from doing so. Min implores Seobok to let them go, but Seobok has everyone trapped within a hole that is filled with oil. Min is prompted to shoot him as he drags a burning truck to the hole through the hole. Min is left in a state of sadness after Seobok passes away. Min visits the beach they went to with Seobok, and the movie also ends here. Don't go anywhere. Click the video on your screen to keep these wild movie recaps rolling. Smash that like button and subscribe for more insane movie adventures. I'll catch you film fanatics on the next one.